friends, it's Paige Evans, and I am here to share a layout that I created a few years ago and just never got around to uploading the video. So I am excited to share it with you today. It is using my older Wonders collection and a cut file. So I am using this London Skyline. It comes with a solid border and then one that can be backed, or you can do other creative things with it. And I cut it from white textured cardstock with my Cricut, and it's a brand new mat, so it's very sticky. So just be careful as you're peeling it off the mat because it's kind of intricate. This is the project pad of Wonders that you can find in Joann, and I wanted to pick a background on which to create my layout. So I thought about using this blue color. I think it matches the colors we're wearing, but I wanted to spice things up, so I decided to use a pattern paper background instead. And as I was going to trim off the barcode strip, I decided I actually really liked that strip of pattern and color across the bottom, so I trimmed off the 1/2 inch from the top of the pattern paper instead of the barcode strip, just for a little bit of extra fun and interest and whimsy and color. I added a little dollop of white gesso, and I'm using this scraping tool from Vicky Boutin to prep this background for mixed media, and I love these layers that it's creating with this tool. And then once it dried, I'm grabbing my 2 favorite tins of watercolors. These are from Prima. The top one is Tropicals and the bottom one is Pastels. And I am splashing colors to match those scallops at the bottom, using those same colors to splash all across the background, add some pops of color. The background is quite dark, so I'm trying to brighten it up with the layer of gesso and then the pops of watercolors, adding in color. And then grabbing some light purple or lavender from that pastel set, but I mostly used the tropicals. And then I learned this technique from watching Joka Marco's Facebook Live with Pink Fresh Studio. She used these gold flakes, and I was super inspired and just had to pick up the exact same gold flakes that she used. Do not use this liquid adhesive though. I recommend, let me grab it from my desk, the Zig 2-way glue. And you scrape a little bit of glue and then press the gold foil in top, and you could just go crazy with this. I mean, I wanted to cover my whole background in this gold foil because it adds such a fun, shiny touch and interest, and yeah, so fun. So you don't use that liquid glue I'm using, use the Zig 2-way glue. I think it sticks much better using that adhesive, but live and learn. That was my first time. Love the way it looks. And I'm sucking up the gold flakes with a little vacuum. I don't know why I kept that in the video. Just wanted you to see that I was cleaning my surface. And now I want to cut this London title, these holes for stitching. So I am sending it to my Cameo, and it takes about 6 minutes for it to cut all of these holes for stitching. I also have the cut file with the inner letters, so you can cut the letters from pattern papers and include them inside, but I left them blank. I have chosen 6 colors of matching DMC embroidery floss to do a chain link stitch. And I'll show you how to do this up close. So grab about 3 feet of thread, tie a knot at the end, come up through the hole, and then go down the next hole, and then immediately go back through that first hole and down the next hole to create a double loop. Go out the next hole, and we're going to pass our needle underneath that first loop to create a chain link. So pull it taut, not tight. If you pull too tight, it'll tear it, sorry. And then go down through that same hole, up the next hole, and then pass your needle behind that loop to create a chain link and go back down through that same hole. Out the next hole, pass your needle underneath that loop and pull it taut and back down through the same hole. And that's how you create the chain link stitch, which I love the texture and dimension that it adds, as well as color. And it takes a while to do this stitching, but I always love the results. So you don't have to do this. You can machine stitch, or you can just use the inner letters to create the same large title effect. and I think it took about 6 hours, maybe an hour per letter. Once you get to the end, tie the back off in a knot, trim the excess, and flip it over. Ta-da! So fun so far. So originally I was going to use the solid London landscape, or not landscape, but cityscape, but since the letters are open, I decided to use the open London cityscape instead. I think it ties it all together. I used a white pen to journal across the bottom. You can't really see it, but it's there. I added my photos inside the O's, and then I'm just embellishing minimally with pieces from my Wonders collection. Got some chipboard stickers, the corners, some dots, a couple of floral die cuts, keeping it really simple so the emphasis is on the stitching and the mixed media and the title and the die cuts. I hope you're inspired in some way by this layout, whether it's the mixed media or the stitching or the cut files. Thank you so much for watching. Let me know if you have any questions, and I hope to be back with another video soon.